Hey, it's a little noisy in the background. Let me close the door 1 second. Okay. No one should bother us now, but if they do, don't worry. I'll be back in 1 minute. Sorry. I'm going to teach you today how to use Blender. It's going to be a 3-part video. One for every engine. So, whoops, Control Z. I'm just going to reopen Blender because, oops. I'm just going to reopen Blender because, I don't know, something happened. So, I'm reopening now. Okay. It's a 3-parter because there are 3 engines in Blender and they all take a little while. Okay. The first one is the Blender Render engine. The second one is the Blender Game engine. And the third is the Cycles Render engine. But as I told you, we're going to start on the Blender Render engine. And the second tutorial will do Blender Game. And the third will do Cycles Render. Okay. You have a scene like this. Press escape to get a picture away. There's a picture like right here. And I'm just going to tell you what you have in the opening scene. You have a cube that starts out selected, and you know it's selected because it's highlighted in orange. You have a camera, which is this, and it's selected because it's highlighted in orange. Hold on, don't do anything I'm doing right now. And you have the lamp, which is this. To select something in Blender right off the bat, you just right-click on it. But if you like, you can go to File, which you left-click on File, which is in the top left corner. Go down to User Preferences, and go to Input on top. And you could, under Select With and Input, you could select left instead of right. So if I say right-click, you just left-click. Also select Emulate Numpad. When you're done with that, select Save User Settings on the bottom left, right next to this current editor, the wrench thing, and then X out User Preferences or press X on top. Now, the cube is selected, right or left click on it depending on what you chose, and then press X because we don't want it, let's say, and you can delete it. Okay. Wherever your red and white circle is with like black lines coming out of it, you see that thing that my my mouse is circling? That's where something comes up. So let's say I added something by going to add down here. Let's say a monkey. So zoom in and zoom out. Is scroll forward the middle mouse button and scroll it backward, and to move around like this, all you need to do is hold down the middle mouse button and then move around your mouse. Press 1 and that will take us into front view, and then press 5 and that will take us into orthographic view. Zoom in, and yeah. Now we're gonna see we have a Z right here and an X right here. Hold on 1 second. Press N, and you get the side panel over here, and press T to take away that side panel on the left. Now scroll down all the way, and you'll see something that says display with an arrow pointing to the right. Click on that, and go down to where it says grid flow. Checkbox that. If it's not already checkboxed, and then go and click on the Z right next to it. Okay. Now you see there's a Z, an X, and a Y line. Take away grid flow actually. It takes away the grid. Okay. The Z is up and down. The X is right and left, and the Y is the third dimension in a 3-dimensional software, so like forward and backward. So press 1 to go back to front view. Now press T and you get this bar over here, and press N to take away the other bar. Now, one of my favorite tools in Blender is called the shading tool. with one of the shading tools. So go down to where it says shading and select smooth. Okay, I'm going to show you one of the only modifiers I like to use in Blender. So I kind of pull out this panel here like you would do with a regular anything. So left click and hold and kind of bring it out. And go to the wrench tab. Then select add modifier, the only thing there, and hit subdivision surface. And we're going to go to where it says view in the subdivision surface and select 3. And we're also going to select 3 under view for render. Now we're going to press apply. Now you see, yeah, our monkey's kind of smooth and yeah. Now, let's say you want to, another way to add is press Shift and A together. So yeah, let's say you want to first of all undo what let's say you added a cube, okay? But you want to take it away. Well, you can press X. But let's say you didn't want this to the modifier to be applied. You could just press Control and Z together and undo what you last did. So yeah. So press 1 to go into front view. Okay, you have your monkey. So now I'm going to go into coloring. After that, I'll go into texturing. So select you see what tab I selected, then go down to the new and go and click on diffuse or the white line under diffuse and I don't know, choose your color and then your monkey will turn that color. But let's say you only want the monkey to turn that color in a certain spot. Press tab and that will take you into edit mode, or you could just go from here, let's say in object mode. Now you can go into edit mode. Well, press A and that will deselect everything, and then over here to like the cube with, you see where I am, it selects that. So that's for faces. Now let's say you want the top half of the monkey, like I don't know, this, let's say, to be, I'll show you what I'm doing in a second, to be selected. So all you need to do is press B, holding down left click on the left mouse button, and move the box kind of thing in where you want everything to be selected. Then press plus in the colors, hit new, and then hit red or whatever color you want and assign. And now it only did it to the top half. So if we go back into object mode, you can see that the top, the part we selected is red. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Another cool thing is go back into edit mode for a second. Press 1 to go into front view. Another cool thing is that you can press this thing right here, and it will do the front and the back side for you because it's see-through now. So let's say you want to make that, I don't know, red again. Just press assign and tab, so it'll do the front and the back for you. Like over here, it didn't because I didn't press. Oops, I didn't press this. I'm going to take that away now. So yeah, that's a cool thing. Another cool thing about edit mode that I use a lot is the subdivide tool right here. Press that as much times as you want, but press A to select everything. Now press subdivide, let's say once. And it will do it as much times as you want. It just keeps on making littler squares if you want more detail. So yeah, tab back into object mode. So my computer's acting really slow, but I'll talk about Blender for a second while this loads. Here we go. Oh, never mind. Now I'm going to show you the tools I use the most in Blender. There are 4 of them, and they really help. I've made videos in Blender. They help. They're so simple, yet they help so much. First of all, you don't need to press X to delete something. You can just press delete right here. Now I'm going to show you this. This is the duplicate tool. It doesn't connect whatever you just duplicated. Let's say you press duplicate and then X, so it's on the X line only. And then you can just move your mouse and you duplicated your monkey. So yeah. So yeah, you just duplicated the monkey, but they're not, I'm zooming out right now. They're not the same monkey. I can't select them together. Let's say I do want them to be the same though, like whatever I do to one, it does to the other. So let's say you press shift. Look, one is selected. You're holding down shift while you select the other one. And then the first one's selected, and now it's selected in red, and the second one's selected in orange. Then press join. And in a second, it will join these two. So now, let's say I move this one up. So let's say I select this one. It will move both of them if it wants to move for me. Now, how am I trying to make it move? And why is there like a line right there? Well, that's simple. These arrows, the blue, green, and red ones, feel free to write down any of this. It's not like copyright or anything. Okay, the green arrow, if you left click and hold and just drag your mouse, will move along the green. And same for the blue and the red arrows that you can see over here. And also you can press G, and that allows you to move your thing anywhere, and then left click when you're done. So yeah, you just need to not even hold down anything. So press shift and C, let's say, and that will put your cursor or the red and white and black thing in the middle. Now press 1. Now I'll go into front view. We don't really need these monkeys, so I'm just gonna, delete them. So yeah, now my computer shouldn't be so slow anyway. Okay, now I'm gonna show you a little bit about the camera. So press 0 to go into camera view, and you could like zoom in, but you can't move around in the camera view. Let's say you have a cube there, let's say, or a plane there, or whatever you want. Remember, shift and A together, and then cube or something. Now press 0 to go back into camera view. Zoom in as much as you like, and then press N, and then go up to lock camera to view and checkbox it. Now you can see that you can move within the camera view. So let's say this camera sees the cube like this. Now press I and then location, and you see that that's where the location will be. And also press M, and it adds a marker. And rename the marker by going to marker and then selecting rename. You have to press M in the timeline to get a marker. And then go to marker, rename marker, and call it camera 1. Okay. Now let's say we go to front view by pressing 1. Then go over here, like put your cursor over there, press shift and A together, and then add another camera. Okay? Now we're going to go to this tab right here. And you'll see that now there are 2 cameras. Now press 0 to go into camera view, and you see from this camera, it is also locked to the view. But let's say we did that, okay? And let's say we went here. Whoops. Control B. So and press Control and B together to bind it. And go to frame, I don't know, 40, let's say. So click on the line above 40 down here. And then select M for another marker, and it'll this time be this camera. Then select Control B again, or Control and B together. And then go to marker, select rename marker, and call it camera 2. Okay, press OK. Now we're gonna go to end and make the end 70. So the whole movie that we're making right now will start over at the 70th frame. So let's say we watched it. Whoops. Delete marker. Marker, delete this marker. Sorry about that. I just need to delete it. Here, you know what? We're just going to start over for this. So go to File, New, and reload startup file, which is the only thing you could do in New. So it gives you a new file. So press 0 to go into camera view. Zoom in a little bit. Press N, and then lock camera to view, and then press N again to take it away. Now this camera view is going to be from the top, like this. So we're going to press M for marker, and Control and B together. Wait, Control Z to undo that, right? Control and Z together. I'm going to split the views. And I'll tell you why that happened. Let's say we put this to front view. So in the left view, press 1. How did I split the views? Whoa, that was, I totally forgot. Well, you saw I held on, I left clicked and held on the triangle that I'm holding on now. This one or this one would work. And just dragged. Okay, so I'm going to put this into front view. Find the camera. And now you can right click on it or left click if that's what you saved. Now press Control and B together. You get that dashed line. Select marker and rename marker. Select camera 1. Okay. So now I'm gonna go to frame 30, let's say. Add another camera, Shift A camera, and go to the camera panel again and select the other camera. Now move this camera around to a different view. Go into the timeline. You have to press M in the timeline. So press M and Control and B together. Hit marker, name marker, and camera 2. Enter. Okay. Now end at 70 again, or press end at 70, and then start from the beginning. Close up the views and press the forward arrow, the biggest arrow pointing to the right in the timeline, and you'll see that the marker, it switches to a different camera view. I think you can do that in any Blender Render or Cycles Render. Blender Game is a totally different thing. The last thing I want to go through in Blender, in the Blender Render, the last two things actually I want to go through. First of all, a lamp, let's say. Press Shift and A together and add in a lamp. Let's say you make it a sun lamp, okay? In Blender Render, sun lamps have the ability to make the background look like a sky. You go to Lamp, select Sun, select sky. Select what the sky should look like, maybe a mountain sky. And then if you go to render, up at the top, and then render image, you'll see that there is a sky background. So yeah, you can do that for any of the skies they have there, and that's really cool. So now I want to show you texturing. So go into that checkered panel, select in the type, not none, you want to select image or movie, and select open. Now, if you've saved an image to your desktop, which you could find a YouTube video about if you don't know how, then you could just, I don't know, find it in desktop and whatever you want it to be. Let's say I got a metal rust texture a while ago on my desktop for a movie I'm making. I can use it. I want to split the views again. This time you want to change the right view to the UV image editor. Press X down here. Now press open and select the exact same image. So for me it is the metal rust texture by Fantasy Stock. Whoops. So this is it. And you want to press tab to go into edit mode on the left side, then press U and project from view. And you see that the cube is projected, and then press S to scale it, and you can make it bigger. You making this bigger will make the picture smaller on the cube. So press tab to go out of edit mode, and click the white dot and go into the checker dot, and you can see that in the places there is a lamp, you get that texture. So that's pretty cool. The video is getting way too long. I told you this would be a 3-parter, so I just want to show you how to save whatever you've done. So press File, go to Save As, and select where it says Untitled Blend. Write the name, I don't know, tutorial.blend, and then save as Blender file. Next time you save it, you can just press save. So then you can go out and come back into Blender, no problem. Wow, this video is 22 minutes. I really have to go, but thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the other 2 parts.